Jennifer, thank you for being with me today. I just want to welcome you to Over the Fence, Neighborly Words of Wisdom. And for those of you that don't know you, this is Jennifer Latiolais with All Plastics. And just to give a brief introduction, you are the Development Director of All Plastics. And just briefly, you do have a BBA specializing in marketing at Lamar University from Beaumont. And when I was reviewing your bio, I know we personally have spoken many times, but I was not aware previously of all of the wonderful things that you've done within our community. And so just to let some people know that may not know you, just within Kerrville itself, you have been a volunteer with the Kerrville Chamber of Commerce. You were on Leadership Kerr County in 2012. You were also on the Kerrville Junior Service Guild. You were the baptism coordinator at Notre Dame Catholic Church. You also served as a board member on the Kerrville Public School Foundation, and also a volunteer for Peterson Hospice, as well as a volunteer for the Cibolo Creek Health and Rehab. And presently, you are a board member for the Bernie Education Foundation, as well as the Tybee High School Advisory Board, and the board member for the Salvation Army Croc Center. So welcome again. Thank you. And if you could just give the people that are viewing just a brief introduction or an explanation as to what your title really means. I know working in industry, sometimes that title doesn't really give us a scope of what that means in our everyday lives.
Sure. So I'm the development director. So that means I'm over all the marketing development, the sales development, and personnel development.
Great. And so part of that also is that you onboard new employees coming into All Plastics, correct?
Yes. So I help with certain types of recruiting within our organization, and we have some other folks that help in this arena, and I work with them closely to make sure that we are getting the people that we need. We are still hiring, and I want to say thank you very much to Kerrville Daily Times and Ranch Radio Group, who have gotten the word out that we're hiring. That's helped us quite a bit. We have positions that are listed on our website that we're recruiting for, anywhere from entry level all the way to highly technical positions. So you can go on there direct to apply if you know somebody within the community that is looking for work during this time.
And a little bit about that, I know as part of one of the things that I found really interesting about you as well as All Plastics is that early on you had the opportunity to go through quite a bit of that training and development through your career with All Plastics. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. In 2010, I started working for All Plastics. Well, it was ATEC Plastics back then. And the first thing I got to do was go in and learn about every single department and how it fit together like a puzzle. So I took all of the standard industry trainings through Pulse Training Systems that made me learn all about injection molding. And I was also able to shadow each department and learn the specifics of their job and what they did. And it's really helped me learn about our business, and it helps me to explain the benefits in marketing and explain the benefits in working with sales. And it's also helps me in understanding what each job does. So I'm able to recruit and find the right people for the positions that we have available. So it's been very beneficial.
And I think that's also really crucial in this time when you're looking for people, specifically for people that may not be giving necessarily or wouldn't have thought right now during this time, thought about manufacturing as a career path. You know, this might be the opportunity for them to look at something as a new opportunity. And so I just want to thank you and thank All Plastics for opening this up for the community and for giving some of our people that are unemployed right now the opportunity to come into All Plastics. And so I know that you've gone into some of Tybee High School in the past and talked to some of the kids about having this as a career path. And so can you take just a moment and talk to us about how what that that entry-level position might look like and what that opportunity for growth is like in All Plastics?
Sure. So, starting as a production inspector, you would come in and learn about injection molding and would basically be sorting through parts, checking them, making sure that they meet the quality standards of our customers. And we have, work instructions and a visual work environment to help people understand what's good and what's bad, so that we can get the most amount of product out to our customers.
Awesome. So, and I just want to say also part of what you're doing with All Plastics and All Plastics within the community is also not just creating new positions that you've done recently here, helping to employ some of our unemployed currently, but also really, I feel like you guys were one of the employers that stepped up to start that Shop Local initiative that we've been talking about so much within the community. So we're talking about bringing in employee lunches that you guys have started to do once a week, and also really trying to look within your company about how you can begin to purchase inventory and products that you need from our local businesses. So can you talk a little bit about what you might need from the community as far as those products are concerned?
Sure. So, we have an initiative to support our local communities, of course, and so we are very fortunate that we are able to have employees working and getting benefits at this time. And so that our biggest thing is, one, keep our employees employed; two, support our customers and keep them happy; and three, support our community. So we're looking at what initiatives could we do to give back to our employees who are working on the front line, and also give back to our community at the same time. So we started Free Food Fridays, so that we can just give our employees a thank you. It's still keeping social distancing. It's box lunches, grab and go scenario. And so, like I said, it's a thank you to our employees, but it's also supporting local struggling businesses. And we've reached out to the EDCs in the two communities that we serve to see how can we benefit them most. The other thing that we're doing is looking at how can we buy supplies locally that we typically, work with these very large companies. We want to see what kind of small businesses are in our communities that we can purchase from them, because there's lots of things that we buy all the time. Different types of PPE equipment, different types of, even all the way down to safety stuff with Band-Aids and small things. We also buy lots of different types of chemicals. We buy a lot of supplies, even from toilet paper to paper towels, from a local small business in Kerrville, which they were fantastic in helping us out with that, since those are some items that are very hard to find at this time too.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say thank you so much on behalf of Kerrville. Humbly, I just want to say thank you for all that you're doing within the community. We just really appreciate the opportunity within the community for you to be able to reach out and be able to purchase those products from the local community. I do want to take this opportunity to talk to you a little bit about how All Plastics has been able to sustain itself as a company. I know that the first All Plastics was initially, if I'm correct, was started in Dallas. So that was the first company, and then it expanded here into Kerrville, correct? So can you talk a little bit about how it's weathered the storm as a company through past economic trying times?
Yeah, sure. So All Plastics started in 1964 in Addison, which is North Dallas, and we purchased the Kerrville facility in 2016. However, our leadership ran the Kerrville facility from 2001 to 2012. So we were very familiar with Kerrville and, the facility and the employees, etc. So we started manufacturing medical devices in Addison in 1995 and pharmaceutical products in Kerrville in 2001. And we really noticed a turn in 2008 with some of our customers who like for instance, automotive customers that have big highs and lows. And we realized that we really didn't want our business to be strapped with high and low type of customers. And so we looked and determined what markets would be more sustainable for our business in the future. And we've been very fortunate that, you can't predict a pandemic and you can't predict a crisis. And we've been very fortunate that we've been able to still provide jobs and benefits to our employees. And we appreciate them for coming to work every day and working so hard to get those products out to our customers.
Well, Jennifer, thanks again. I just want to tell you that I really appreciate your time and your patience and everything that you're doing during this time. I know we've had some technical issues, and you've just been so gracious with your time to help work through those with me. And so I just really appreciate you, and I appreciate everything that you're doing and All Plastics is doing during this time. So thanks again.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
You too.